This is a 1993 Toyota Supra and is one of the most iconic Japanese sports cars ever built. And in this video, I'm going to be transforming this Supra into this. The paint is what everyone sees, but that's not what I see when I look at a car. I see everything it actually takes to get a car to this point. The stuff most people never get to see. And that's what a restoration is really about. So, let me show you what I see. What I see is a car that is over 30 years old, and it shows. Paint chips that have been painted over, overspray where there shouldn't be any, and fitment issues throughout the whole car. Nothing unusual for a car this age, but a car this special and iconic deserves to be restored properly, which means the first thing I need to do is take it completely apart. With the car completely stripped down, I could finally start seeing what was hiding underneath, and it didn't take long before I found my first problem. And while I was repairing the rust, I also widened the inner wheel arch just slightly to make a little bit more room for a wider tire. And of course, the same thing was repeated on the other side. And with that finish, I think it came out so good. It was time to start tackling something that was actually planned for the build, replacing the trans tunnel from an automatic to a manual one. Then I can move on to the engine bay, adding a custom hole for the intercooler piping to pass through. And I didn't stop there. There's a ton of other custom work that's going to be going into this engine bay. After all of the hours of metalwork and repairs, seeing the body covered in epoxy primer was a huge milestone. The shell was finally starting to look like a car again, but getting the shell done was only half the battle. With each panel sealed in epoxy, the project was finally starting to come together. Now it was time to move everything one step closer to paint, and that is with high build primer. After countless hours of prep work, blocking, sanding, everything was finally ready for the moment I'd been working towards: paint. With some of the body panels finally in paint and set aside, another major piece of the puzzle showed up: a carbon fiber hood. But like most aftermarket parts, it wasn't ready for paint just yet. Before it could become part of the build, it needed to be fitted properly, modified for hood pins, and brought up to the same standard as the rest of the car. Honestly, it's the little details like this that most people overlook and don't notice. The time spent sanding and shaping seam sealer, refining edges, perfecting areas that will eventually be hidden, but it's those little details that separate a restoration from a paint job. It's easy to focus on the parts of the car that everyone sees, but if I was going to do this restoration properly, the underside needed the same level of attention. Now, most people will never see the underside of this car, but knowing it was restored to the same standard as the rest of the build and turned out looking this good made all the extra work worth it. And that same philosophy had to be carried over into the interior. Before any of it could go back together, every surface needed the same level of preparation and protection. Just like the underside, most of this work will never be seen once the car is back together, but it's those little details that define the final results. With interior complete, every major area of the restoration had finally reached the same point. The body was ready, the underside was finished, the interior was protected, and after months of work, it was finally time for paint. Looking at it now, wow, it's hard to believe this is the same car. Months earlier, it was covered in old repairs, a poor paint job, rust, and years of wear. Now all those months of work have finally started to pay off and show. And while it was tempting to stop and admire it for a while, there was still a lot of work left ahead. Up until this point, the entire project had been about disassembling, repairs, and preparation. Now the focus was finally starting to shift towards assembly. But before that could happen, there were still a few final details that needed to be taken care of. One thing I've learned over the years of making these videos like this is how easy it is to underestimate just how much time goes into both the restoration and documenting it. But being able to share these projects with all of you and look back at the journey when they're finished makes every hour worth it. So if you've been enjoying this video and want to see more restorations like this in the future, please consider subscribing. It truly helps me more than you might think.